You would arrive at the parameters page so you could actually configure the bot. And the first thing you want to do is obviously name your bot. I just named it Recon Grid. You select your exchange from a list of exchanges you have connected. In this case, I'm going to be using Binance US. And then the account would be the API keys tied to this actual Binance US account. So it's going to be Binance US as well. And next, you would select the market or the pair you want the bot to actually trade. And you could type in like BTC or ETH. But today the bot will be deployed on BNB USDT, as I actually have a lot of BNB not really doing anything but sitting in the account. And so via the grid bot, I have an opportunity to actually put this BNB to work and earn some profit. And now we get into the strategy settings. Now, if you're not familiar with how a grid bot strategy actually works, the bot automates the popular grid trading strategy, which seeks to profit from volatility by placing multiple buy and sell limit orders on grid lines between defined price ranges, upper and lower limits typically. And as the price moves up or down, the profit is actually realized by buying the dip and selling the rip on the way back up. And so what that actually looks like, you will have sell limit orders and buy limit orders, and as the price action dips down into the buy levels, each time it hits a grid, it will buy on that limit order. And then when the price action moves back up, it will sell as it hits each one of these red grid lines. And so it buys the dip and sells the rip. And so the first thing I need to do is determine the amount per order I want the bot to actually use. And before you deploy the bot, it's actually important to make sure you have enough of the quote currency, in this case that's USDT, and the base currency, which is going to be BNB. You actually have to hold both currencies in order to deploy this bot. If you don't have any BNB, this bot will stop with an error. And so the amount per order is measured by BNB, because that's the amount that it will either buy or sell in the BNB token as it moves up or down. And in this case, I will be giving the bot 0.05 BNB for each order. The next step is the mode, and that's going to determine your upper and lower price levels, the number of grids, and it's all calculated for you. You wouldn't have to do any of the calculations. However, I prefer, rather than the automatic mode, is the manual mode, because I want to determine the upper and the lower price range and the number of grids. So my upper price range and lower price range, I need to look at a chart of BNB to determine where I want those to be capped off at. So I jump over to TradingView and look at a current 1 hour chart of Binance, and I typically shoot for, on the lower end, prior support, and normally on the upper end I'd go for prior resistance. However, given the current price action of the BNB token, I'm towards the top of my range, and I want to give the bot some room to maneuver. Now, I don't typically deploy a bot when the price is towards the top of the range, but again, I have this extra BNB sitting in this account, and I want to put it to work. And in addition to, I'm looking at the 500 price range as psychological resistance, and all that volatility, if I can get it to chop into the 500 USD price range, will produce profit. So with all that being said, I'm looking at support down here around the 360 level for the lower level, and then my upper level, I'm going to give the bot some room to maneuver, so I'm looking at 560. And so if we jump back over to the bot, my upper bound price limit is going to be the 560, and then my lower bound price limit is going to be the 360. And then the number of grids I want filled in between there is actually going to be 50 grids. And that will equate to the total number of grid lines to use for placing the orders or the grids. And so those will all be limit buy or sell orders on the grid itself. And then my last option is when price exits grid, what do I actually want it to do? And I only have 3 options: cancel all orders and stop the bot, cancel all orders, close all positions and stop the bot, or do nothing and wait for the price to re-enter the grid. Now today what I'll be looking for the bot to do is do nothing. I actually hold this BNB long term, so I'm actually not looking for it to sell it if it goes down. I'll keep it at a lower price. And since I pay all my fees with the BNB token, I actually want to hold those tokens so I can pay fees with that token, so I don't want to actually get rid of a whole lot of those tokens. So I select do nothing, wait indefinitely for price to re-enter the grid. Now I've had grid bots deployed in the past that have dipped down below the lower level only to come back up within a few hours or maybe a day and start trading again. And so a little patience can pay off in the long run. And now the bot is configured and ready to deploy. Now, just to recap, the configuration name is Recon Grid, the exchange is Binance US, my account is Binance US as well, the market that I'll have it trading is BNB USDT, the available balances, I have 20 BNB, and USDT I have 4,000 and change, so I have plenty available for this bot to be deployed with. And I can't stress enough, you have to have both currencies available in order to deploy this bot. And then the amount per order that I selected is 0.05 BNB. The mode I selected was manual, so I could actually fill in the upper and lower bands. And then the number of grids I selected is 50, and I will have the bot do nothing if the price action exits the grid. Alright, so now it's time to deploy the bot to live fire. So we come over and click the start live. It will just confirm what account I want to use. I click start live mode. The bot is starting to fire up. And the grid is starting to fill in around those price levels that I had set for the bot. And that pretty much wraps it up. I will be doing